News is brought to you by GPO Federal Credit Union. Now, your eyewitness weather forecast.
And happy Thursday evening to everyone. I'm meteorologist Jordan Reed here with a look at the eyewitness weather forecast. In downtown Utica right now, we have calm winds, so that means this temperature of 26 actually feels like 26, and we don't have any precipitation falling at the moment, so that's some more good news for you as well. This is a look at the radar right now, and again, for most of our viewing area, we don't have any precipitation falling, as I mentioned, with the exception of Lewis County, where we'll deal with this messy mix for another few hours, but that'll come to an end as well. We'll just be dealing with cloudy skies as this area of low pressure continues to exit up toward the north and east. But the big story tomorrow, as that storm exits, we'll be dealing with winds out of the northwest. So in tandem with the lake effect snow, we'll be dealing with gusty winds anywhere from 40 to 50 miles an hour, and that will that's the reason why we have this wind advisory in effect for our entire viewing area through tomorrow afternoon or evening, just depending on where you live. We also have several winter weather alerts to tell you about as well in Oswego and northern Oneida counties. We do have a lake effect snow warning, and then for southern Herkimer and southern Oneida County, it's a winter weather advisory, basically meaning that you're going to see more snow in the teal colored area than you will in the purple area, and I'll have the accumulation map coming up in just a second. As far as Futurecast goes, these are the wind gusts, not the temperatures. I threw those on there because of the fact that we have that wind advisory, and you can see here overnight tonight into tomorrow morning, that's when we see those winds 35 to 40, maybe 45 to 50 miles an hour at times. That in tandem with the lake effect snow could briefly reduce visibility, especially along and just north and just south of the thruway as well. And that'll continue through Saturday morning. But Saturday morning is when things start to calm down, both in terms of the wind and the lake effect snow, but we'll just be dealing with cloudy skies. And then you can see down to the southwest, our next storm system heading our way. In terms of snowfall accumulation from tomorrow through Saturday morning, the most is going to occur in this pink area. We're talking about Oswego County, parts of southern Lewis County into northern Oneida. We could see anywhere from 4 to 9 inches there. So we're talking about Camden, Boonville, in those areas off toward the west over toward Oswego. And then as you go just to the north of the thruway through central Oneida counties and maybe into parts of Herkimer as well, 2 to 5 inches south of Utica. Only up to 3 inches of snow is expected there. And then we have to turn our attention to the next storm system heading our way for Saturday night into Sunday morning. And it looks like we have a pretty good certainty of seeing snow accumulation, especially in this deep blue area. For that reason, we already have a winter storm watch that has been issued for Otsego County only from Saturday evening through Sunday morning. This is where we have the highest likelihood of seeing anywhere from 4 to as much as 9 inches of snow. And as far as the 7-day forecast goes, again, we'll have cloudy skies and wind and snow and wind for tomorrow. 30 degrees for the high, but it'll feel like it's in the 20s and teens most of the day. Saturday, we do get a brief break with a high of 28, so mostly cloudy, and temperatures below average for this time of year. We should be around 32. It's even chillier for Sunday with those snow showers continuing, a high of 26. And then quiet to start next week on Monday, though, with a high of 24, Thomas.
So, Jordan, it sounds like our main concern with all of these storms is going to be visibility, not necessarily road conditions?
Yes, during the day tomorrow, we'll have that snow and wind combined. So that could briefly reduce visibility. So obviously, if you are traveling, you want to be mindful of those road conditions, and they could change, within an instant's notice.
All right, meteorologist Jordan Reed, we're going to come back to you at the end of the show tonight. But coming up next on Eyewitness News at 6, new calls for
Black History Month. Now, your eyewitness weather forecast.
And a happy Thursday evening to everyone. I'm meteorologist Jordan Reed. During the day tomorrow, we have this wind advisory that'll go into effect for gusts 40 to 50 miles an hour at times out of the west, and that's in tandem with some lake effect snow that we'll be dealing with along to the north of the thruway. Oswego County and northern Oneida County do have a lake effect snow warning in that teal color, and we do have a winter weather advisory in effect for southern Oneida and southern Herkimer counties. Basically, the difference between the two colors is you'll see more lake effect snow here and a little bit less down toward the purple color. I'll get to those accumulations coming up in just a second. As far as the futurecast with the wind gusts goes, overnight tonight we'll see temperatures dropping into the teens and 20s out there, and then we'll be seeing those wind gusts, there we go, 35, 40, 50 miles an hour during the day tomorrow, and you'll notice there's that lake effect snow in that blue color, and that basically sits right on top of, if not just to the north of the thruway. So that's where we'll see the highest accumulations there. there, and that'll come to an end tomorrow night into Saturday morning, and so too will the winds. They'll still be breezy at times throughout the day on Saturday, but not nearly as much as they will be tomorrow. In terms of snowfall accumulations, again, in that lake effect snow warning zone, we're talking about Oswego and northern Oneida counties, 4 to 9 inches there as you head through central Oneida and into central Herkimer County, a little bit less, more like 2 to 5, and then to the south of Utica, toward the southern end of the Mohawk Valley, more like 0 up to 3 inches there. So it just really depends on where you are. And that's not the only chance of snow that we have this week as well. We are also watching a potential weekend storm, and the areas shaded in this dark blue color here have the greatest likelihood of seeing accumulating snow. We could be talking about 4, 5, 6 inches in some cases, and that includes most of the Thruway corridor and the Mohawk Valley. A little bit less to the north, a little bit less of a chance as you head down toward the south as well. But in advance of this storm, the National Weather Service Binghamton office has already issued a winter storm watch from Saturday evening through Sunday morning for Otsego County. We have the best likelihood of seeing 4 to 9 inches of snow right now. That'll probably get expanded as we go through time. For tonight, meanwhile, we'll have a low of 15 degrees. It'll be cloudy out there with the lake effect snow showers developing late. Winds out of the west 20 miles an hour, gusting over 40. That'll continue during the day tomorrow. That's why we have that wind advisory, and we do have that in tandem with lake effect snow showers out there. And that'll briefly reduce visibility if you're along the thruway and just to the north. So just be mindful of that if you're going to be out there driving. Again, snow and wind for tomorrow. 30 degrees will be the high, but it'll feel like it's in the teens and 20s for most of the day with the wind out there. And then we get a break for Saturday, although it's a little bit below average temperature-wise. We do just have cloudy skies out there. Sunday is when our next chance of snow returns to the forecast with a high of 26, and we'll be dealing with that snow for most of the morning hours. And then Monday, we do get another break with cloudy skies, 24 for the high. And then Tuesday and Wednesday also remaining cloudy and below average. And then our next chance of snow returns to the forecast next Thursday with a high of 25. Thomas.
So, Jordan, what is this going to mean for the road conditions as we go through the next 24 to 48 hours?
So for tomorrow, as I've been mentioning, along the thruway to the north of the Mohawk Valley, we'll be dealing with the snow and the wind. So the combination of the two may briefly reduce visibility, especially in the areas that see the heaviest snow. We're talking about northern Oneida County. So if you are in those areas during the day tomorrow, you definitely want to be mindful of that if you're out driving.
All right, meteorologist Jordan Reed, thank you for that. We'll be back to you at the end of the show. The Comets, we're back on.
Now, your eyewitness weather forecast.
And happy Thursday evening to everyone. I'm meteorologist Jordan Reed once again with a look at your eyewitness weather forecast. In downtown Utica right now, we have a temperature of 27 degrees, winds out of the east-northeast at 3 miles an hour. So that means the feels like temperature is exactly the same, also 27. And we also don't have any precipitation falling at this time. Temperatures from around the region are mainly in the 30s, and this is basically the warmest that they've been all day, except for the Adirondacks, where we do have a couple of temperatures that are into the upper 20s, but they're going to go back down into the teens and 20s as we head through the overnight hours. The radar is dry, and that's also something that's going to change as we head through the overnight and into tomorrow especially. We do have a lot of clouds out there right now, and not much snow with the exception of portions of southern Canada, mainly southern Ontario, seeing that at this time. Wind advisory in effect for our entire area tomorrow. That's because we will see winds out of the west 25 to 30 miles an hour, but gusting in excess of 40 to 50 at times throughout the day tomorrow. Those advisories expire in the evening. And we also have a lake effect snow warning for Oswego County, northern Oneida County, winter weather advisory, I should say, for southern Oneida and southern Herkimer counties. Basically what you need to know is more snow north and west, less snow down toward the south and east, and I'll get to the exact accumulations coming up in just a second. Those advisories go through tomorrow evening as well. So as we take a look here at our futurecast at 11 o'clock this evening, we will see cloudy skies throughout the night, and then we will see, again, these are wind gusts here, 40 to 50 miles an hour at times during the day tomorrow, and then there's that lake effect snow, again, sitting along and just to the north of the thruway, mainly focused on Oneida, as well as Herkimer counties. And then as we head through tomorrow evening and into Saturday morning, we will see the winds coming to an end as well as the lake effect snow, but not before some potentially significant accumulations in some areas. You'll also notice here on Saturday afternoon the first signs of our next storm system heading our way. And I'll have more on that coming up in just a second as well. Again, in terms of specific accumulations for most of Oswego County, we're expecting anywhere from 8 to 12 inches, possibly a little bit more in some of the heaviest bands. Oneida County, northern Oneida County, it's more like 4 to 8 inches. And then for southern Oneida and southern Herkimer counties, where you do have that winter weather advisory, we're talking about more like 2 to 5 inches. Once you get to the south and east, though, of the Mohawk Valley, it really drops off for 0 to 3 inches there. And then that's not all with the snow. We also have to talk about this winter storm watch, which is only in effect, at least in our area, for Otsego County. That's for Saturday evening through Sunday morning for the next storm system that is heading our way. For most of central New York, from that particular system, we're looking at anywhere from 2 to 5 inches, but down toward Otsego County and closer to the capital region, where you do have that winter storm watch, it could be anywhere from 4 to 9 inches, basically because you're going to be closer to the center of the storm, which will be passing to our south. 15 for the overnight low. It'll be cloudy with lake effect snow showers developing late tonight. Again, there's those winds west at 20 miles an hour, gusting over 40. So that means we'll have wind chills in the single digits for tomorrow morning, and then not warming up much in terms of the wind chills during the afternoon. Even though we'll have 30 for a high, that wind will make it feel like it's in the teens and 20s for most of the day. And that combined with lake effect snow showers could really reduce the visibility again along and north of the thruway. As far as the 7-day forecast goes, we're a little bit below average tomorrow with that snow and wind, 30 degrees for the high. It'll be cloudy on Saturday to start the weekend, so it's kind of the calm in between systems out there. 28 for the high, so again, even more below average, cloudy skies. And then there's those snow showers returning to the forecast on Sunday with a high of 26. And then Monday, Tuesday, and Wednesday are cloudy, but just below average to start next week. And then the next chance of snow comes on Thursday at Thomas with a high of 27. So
Jordan, tell us just a little bit more about the visibility and how the snowfall is going to affect the roads over the weekend.
Sure. So during tomorrow, again, it's going to be mainly to the north of the thruway that we'll see that lake effect snow. So that combined with the wind will reduce visibility there. So obviously, if you're going to be out driving, just be mindful that plows will be out there, and you want to give them plenty of distance, and you also want to give plenty of distance between you and the car in front of you. And then that'll be more of an area-wide thing, especially as we head through Saturday night into Sunday morning with that next storm heading our way.
That's right. We've already had a few advisories from the localities about keeping